Part B. Using apostrophes for informality. We can also use apostrophes to create a more informal air to your work, a feature that can come in handy when you feel your essay is too dry or stiff. However, it is important to note that you should proceed with caution here, as using too many contractions can detract from an academic tone. Here we have a formal version of a sentence. As I have said repeatedly, there is almost no chance of a rate cut in December. As you can see and hear, there are no apostrophes present at all. Here we have used an apostrophe to bring two words together. In this case, I and have been abbreviated to form I've. As I've said repeatedly, there is almost no chance of a rate cut in December. Using a single contraction doesn't really take away from the academic and professional nature of the sentence. The sentence has become even more informal here, and we have used two contractions, I've and theirs. As I've said repeatedly, there's almost no chance of a rate cut in December. Again, the academic nature of the sentence hasn't been impacted too much. Indeed, as you can hear, the sentence is easier to read in terms of speed and comprehension. However, this is now getting to the limits of what is considered professionally acceptable. Let's go through this version of the sentence. As I've said repeatedly, there's almost no chance there'll be a rate cut in December. Now we've crossed the line of acceptable informality, especially in a serious essay. The contractions have almost taken over the sentence. This is just an example of the fine line you need to walk when using contractions, and as such, it is better to err on the side of caution. Like I said before, it's extremely important to remember that just because there's an opportunity for you to use a contraction or an apostrophe, that doesn't mean that you should. As I've said repeatedly, there's almost no chance the central bank will cut rates in December. This example may seem silly, but it's a very easy mistake to make, a mistake that takes away from your credibility as a writer. Part C. The incorrect use of apostrophes. An extremely common mistake concerning apostrophes is when they are incorrectly used to give a plural form of a verb. 3 apples for $10. With very rare exceptions, apostrophes are never used to make a noun plural, something that you should be very aware of. Here's the correct version. 3 apples for $5. Due to it being a very common mistake, it is extremely noticeable, and again will detract from your reputation as a writer, and as such, it's a mistake that you should avoid making completely.